Is the King County Republican Party run by Democrats? Hey everybody, Adam Bartholomew coming to you live, and I wanted to do this stream and ask the question if the King County Republican Party could maybe be run by Democrats. And the reason I ask that is you'd think that after the 2004 governor's race where Dino Rossi narrowly lost after multiple recounts the governorship that he won in the initial count, but King County was the last county to report in the largest population, the most volunteers, and the last one to report in. And it seemed like at the time that they were just trying to find enough votes for the other candidate. And as we all know, that Dino Rossi lost the recounts, and the final recount was by 129 votes out of 2.8 million. And C-SPAN said that was 56 ten-thousandths of 1%. And you would think that the King County Republican Party specifically would be far more organized now, more than 10 years later, and on the hottest election year that we've had in a long time, the most energy that we've had out there, the most excitement, you could say, but it just doesn't seem like that's the case. And somebody notified me today that, hey, I'm not on their mailer. I didn't go out on, my name's not on the mailer. You can see LD1 state representatives, Jeb Brewer's there. And I'm also not on their website under the 1st Legislative District under candidates running for the 2020 election. Now, I'm a novice candidate. I've been working in small business for the last 20 years, and I've never been involved in the political process at all until April of this year, when I signed up to be a precinct committee officer here in the 1st Legislative District. And at that time, I was getting involved mainly because I was excited about the re-election of President Donald Trump. And that's one of the reasons that I got involved in the first place. And then fast forward to after the shutdown and things happened, and I did the reopen Washington, and I got an email from the Snohomish County Republican Party notifying me that there was 2 unopposed Democrats running in the 1st Legislative District. And looking back now, I have to wonder, how come there was no emails from the King County Republican Party? Now, I certainly didn't get any. Maybe they were sending them out to other people in other districts, but I didn't get those notices. And now I'm asking myself, I wonder why. I wonder why the King County wasn't pushing to have anybody step up and run against these unopposed Democrats, and instead it was the Snohomish County Republican Party. And as a result of that request, I stepped up to run, and so did Dr. Art Coday, who's running for the state senate here in the 1st Legislative District. And now, after getting this notice today, I reached out to the King County Republican Party, and I said, hey, do you think is it too late for me to request your official endorsement? Because I guess that's why I'm not listed on their pages. And I'm not expecting them to update and send out a new mailer. Obviously, it's too late for that. We've only got 2 weeks left until the election. Potentially somebody could maybe update their website, but at the very least, I could put that out on my own website. I could put that out on social media myself and celebrate an endorsement from the party, but that's not going to happen. And I sent them this message and said, hey, am I too late to ask for an official endorsement? They said, too late. We did everything we could to contact you. I said, I corresponded via email on September 2nd about volunteers. And the response was, I never saw it. I sent email, electadam4wa@gmail. And turns out that email ended up in my spam folder. But to think that that's the best they could do to reach out and get a response from me or from Dr. Art Coday is send one single email, that seems kind of sad in my opinion. And so I have to wonder, Is that the only thing that they're laxing on, was reaching out to me? Because, I've had countless media people and other companies wanting me to pay for election services. I've been part of several interviews. I just attended a Zoom conference with the ARC of Snohomish County for people with developmental disabilities, and they had no trouble. All these different people have had no trouble reaching out to me, either to the campaign phone number, my personal cell phone number. I've had text messages. I've had several email inquiries. People have sent me Facebook messages. But the only thing the King County Republican Party could do is send a single email. And as I look into this a little deeper, I'm thinking, okay, what's going on here with the King County Republican Party? And I look on their, I'm looking on their page, and they've got some stuff here posted. I'm glad they have this post about the Joshua Freed write-in. But, one of the things I've had on Reopen Washington for months is this write-in Joshua, or just for over a month at least, write-in Joshua Freed for lieutenant governor. And you can see so many past events that I've shared on the page here. And it's really simple to add somebody else's event to your page. But the King County Republican Party's official page has no upcoming events, so they don't have the write-in Joshua Freed event listed. And they've literally had 2 events on their Facebook page this entire year. 2020, the election year, the most important election year, the craziest election year I've ever seen, the most energy I've ever seen in Washington State, and they've only had 2 events posted on their official Facebook page. And then if you go to the official GOP calendar, they don't even have the election post listed on here, so the election day is not there, which is odd, to say the least. They have several events for all kinds of districts. LD5 has some candidate debates and virtual things. LD46, they had Liberty Dinner, silent auction, LD5, 32nd, 46th, 46th, LD5. We have here August, LD5, 11th and 43rd. But I went all the way back to May, and there was the defund the police rally. That was huge. I streamed that, but I mean, all the way back to May, there's not. Here we are, April. There is no events for the first legislative. Here's the first LD caucus in April. Okay, I attended that, and that's where I went and signed up to be a precinct. Or right before that, I signed up to be a precinct committee officer. Beyond that, nothing. They don't have anything listed for the first legislative district. And one thing that really struck me when I first signed up to become a PCO, I attended one of the first Zoom meetings, and there was 30 people maybe on the Zoom meeting, if maybe not even that. But I watched the 3.5-hour Zoom meeting that was posted to the YouTube video for the first LD Democrats, and they had like 4 or 5 times as many people involved in their process, in their coordinated campaign efforts. Their first LD Dems have 4 or 5 times as many people involved. They have paid memberships. They have they have all kinds of endorsement meetings, and all the King County Republicans have is a survey that they want people to fill out, and that's it. And then the extent of everything they could do to contact me was send a single email that ended up amongst the hundreds of others in my spam folder with a survey attached to it. So it's pretty sad when you look at the state of the organization here, the really poor organization, in my opinion, of the party. And I have to ask myself, is the party ran by Democrats, or is it just a bunch of people that are asleep at the wheel and out of touch with modern technology? Because when you look at the events page on the King County Republican Party, they've had 2 events in an election year. 2 events. I'm blown away by this, that they don't even have the Joshua Freed write-in event listed here on their page. They should have that listed. They should be promoting the ground game of all the candidates in the different districts. They should be promoting flag and sign waving events on every single busy street corner in King County. And they should not be letting up. Every single candidate on there that's on their endorsement page should have their flag and sign waving events automatically tied to and added to the King County party page. But they don't. Jeb, who is endorsed by them, Jeb Brewer, he's left out there to organize and run all of his campaign things by himself. And I'm a novice candidate. I believe Jeb is as well. And Dr. Art O'Day has some previous experience running for a different office. But overall, we are newbies here. We don't have any experience. Well, I'm running a grassroots campaign here. I had family come up from out of state to help, and that's it. We've had virtually no support from the King County Republican Party. And it really seems odd that after such a contested election in 2004, where the last time we came so close to winning the governorship, and you'd think that they'd be all in supporting Lauren Culp and supporting local candidates to get the vote out, but they're just not. And so it turns out we're going to have to be doing this ourselves. And so that's why I asked the question. It really looks like that might be the case. Other people have inferred that to me. So, at the end of the day, it's going to be up to us. It's going to be up to the people to get out and get real change happening here in Washington State. And if we're going to send common sense down to Olympia and start making some real changes, then we're going to have to get our ground game out there. We've got 2 weeks to get the vote out and get as many people out there to support Lauren Culp and Joshua Freed, the write-in candidate for lieutenant governor, and all the other great candidates. And so I really hope that people will vote and support myself and Jeb Brewer and Dr. Art O'Day and Lauren Culp and Joshua Freed. And after this election, we probably should be looking at some serious reorganization of the Republican parties here, and specifically the party in King County. So if you have the time, please support my campaign by liking my Facebook page. Hit that like button on Facebook, on YouTube, and share the videos. We've got great events, flag waving events coming up where we can go out and wave our campaign signs, and it's going to take all of us getting out there and putting in some effort before work, after work, calling people on the phone. And if you haven't signed up to volunteer in some way, please do it. I'm not sure if it's too late for people to volunteer to be poll watchers, where the votes are actually counted, but that's a very, very necessary volunteer position that we need. When you look at the 2004 race, King County was the last county to report in, and it really seemed at the time like they were waiting for all the other counties to report in so they could find out how many votes they needed to find. And we saw that on the third recount. They won by 129 votes. And so let's avoid a repeat of the Dino Rossi 2004 election, and let's get Lauren Culp into the governor's mansion this year and get out the vote. Thanks for tuning in.